Hello, my name is Nicole, and perhaps you might have seen some movies of me working with, at this moment, one horse. It's a horse which is very afraid. It's a horse which is very responding out of instinct. He has a lot of reasons to do that. And, well, the owner brought him to me to help him, and very soon I discovered, wow, this horse is really afraid. He's not just a little bit afraid or insecure, but he's really afraid. So every day for him starts on a new way. I compare fear with a computer which you open, and if you open the window, then there are all kinds of pop-ups. For this horse, every day when he starts to meet people, there are all kinds of pop-ups, and they respond, they show on his screen, on his screen of the computer. So all he can do is respond on that. And it's my task to teach him to click those pop-ups away, so that after a while he will have a blank screen. So for him it will be possible to respond like a normal horse does. When an animal is afraid, or too much afraid, panic, fear itself is very healthy, but panic is very wrong, because animals in panic take the shortcut. And even if it means to jump over a fence of 1 meter and 50 centimeters, 150 meters, he will jump over it, and he will hurt himself and hurt his environment. So I think it's very important for the horses who live with us to teach these horses how to have a normal life next to in our world. After all, we created this world. Fear is one of the most difficult emotions to work with, and I'm not going to discuss anymore if animals do have emotions, yes or no. Doctors know that when a horse is limping, when his one foot is hurting, it's pain. And you can call it whatever you want, it's pain. It's still pain. So they have pain, they have care, they have curiosity. If horses would not be curious, and perhaps you might think, well, horses are born in stables, so they're not animals out of nature. Well, that's quite a mistake, because they still are animals out of nature. The lucky thing, though, is that we are also creatures out of nature, even though we have dislearned a lot. When we talk about intelligence, sometimes I start to wonder a little bit, and I think, well, okay, I'm a very smart guy, I'm a woman, but if you put me outside and there is no clothing, no thing on my head to protect me against the sun and the bad cold, and if I don't have shoes, I will last for a few days, probably, but it won't last long, because my protection is not my body. My protection is the clothes I wear. And since I'm I hate to be cold, so I dress myself up pretty warm. If I would not do that, if you would not protect yourself against these influences from the outside, you become sick. Unless you live in a country where it's always 30 degrees Celsius, or something like that. We don't live in those climates. I live in the Netherlands, and I don't know if you can see the floor, but it's very wet here. And it's been a long winter, and now the first signs of spring are coming. So in a while, I will be able to walk in a t-shirt, but at this moment it's impossible to walk in a t-shirt without getting very sick. Okay. So, the animals are physically better armed against influences from nature. The only thing they are not armed at is the influence of people. And if we teach our horses or dogs or whatever animal we have wrong lessons, some of them, and I don't believe in lifetime, but perhaps it's true, some of them can be really bad damaged. So that's what I'm doing here with this grey horse. And if you might have seen some videos of me, you might have thought, well, she's going very slow. Yes, I am. I am really going very slow, because wintertime in nature means a break. Means all plants they look dead, but they are not. They are having a break. They're having a pause. don't know how, winter sleep. So I'm doing it very slowly because horses learn very slowly, and especially when you have to dislearn a horse something, I can assure you that's a very hard thing. Aggression, anger, and all those emotions are easier to solve than fear, because fear is it's a very instinctual reaction, and I cannot influence instinct. I can only learn a horse to deal with his instinct. In the next video I will explain you more about how the brain of a horse works, and I'm going to use some things, some tools I hope you will never forget.